A chilling confession from a man already serving a life sentence for a number of homicides. The man, dubbed Long Island's torso killer, has just admitted to killing even more victims. Jody Goldberg is live in Mineola with the details. Jody?
We learned about 5 victims today, Natasha, and family members of those 5 victims for decades waited, hoped, and wondered if they'd ever find out what happened to their loved ones. Cathartic closure.
I have spent the last 54 years of my life wondering who murdered my mother and why.
And cascades of emotion.
He turned our lives upside down.
For families inside the courtroom, as Richard Cottingham, known as the torso killer after dismembering some of his victims, pleaded guilty on Monday.
Did you cause her death? Yes.
It was back in 1968 when 23-year-old Diane Cusick, a young mother and dance teacher, was raped and strangled in the parking lot of the Green Acres Mall.
Richard Cottingham stood in a courtroom.
The man they want is 33-year-old Richard Cottingham.
As part of a plea deal, Cottingham, a former computer programmer and father of 3, also admitted to killing 4 other women on Long Island in the early 70s. Nassau County officials calling it an emotional day.
His motive is purely to satisfy his own twisted desires.
Cottingham, now 76, is already serving a life sentence in a New Jersey state prison for more than 10 other murders. He has, however, claimed he's responsible for up to 100.
Richard Cottingham killed who he wanted, when he wanted, because he's a serial killer.
Families of the other victims share the undesirable bond of having their loved ones murdered. Today they held onto photos to keep their memories alive.
There's been some dark days behind us, but today the sun shines brightly.
They gave us what we needed in over almost 50 years.
Me, my friends, and family wish to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Experts on the case describe Cottingham as a werewolf and suspect he had a brain injury when he was younger.
He would act spontaneously, he would act on impulse, he didn't plan these things. That's why he has problems remembering. He often didn't know where he was.
And now we know where he is and where he will be. He's been serving out a life sentence since the 1980s. Today he received another 25 years to life. That's in addition to multiple life sentences he's received in both New York and New Jersey. That's the latest here in Mineola, Long Island. Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.